are trying to throw jabs that if I respond to you now, then he's going to tell me I'm getting off topic. So you guys need to referee this first. No, you did throw a jab. You said the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam put words of Jesus. That's a jab, because that's not true. That's a false statement.
So Muhammad quoted Jesus accurately?
Yes. Okay, so now this is how you're trying to take the discussion to a separate. Do you want me to respond to you now? Is this a discussion now, or are you going to tell me?
Are you hijacking this discussion?
No, well,
Thank you, David. I'm not shaking. Okay. You're shaking, and I'll shake all you guys. That's why you're jumping in, because you know this is getting bad for you.
Let's get back.
So David, I'll tell you what. Listen.
Virgin birth, the Son of God,
Okay.
and Islamic views on the nature of God.
So right. Let's let David referee this, all right? Because I don't want then him to be jumping and him to be jumping.
Do you understand what I was saying?
I do understand what you're saying. Yeah.
That even if you think I got you wrong, it doesn't have to mean that I'm trying to make you look bad.
I appreciate that,
right? Because that's not what I'm trying to do.
Thank you.
Right? Okay.
All right. So let you referee, because I don't want to then be having you guy and this guy, right? I know you guys are all excited. It's good, right? Now, I'm not going to speak for Hindus. I'm not going to speak for Jews. I'm not going to speak for most of the world. That I'll let them speak to what they believe. Even in Islamic doctrine, I'm not going to make claims about them. Okay? As myself, as a Muslim, as Uthman standing here, I'm telling you, to me, if you come and tell me that the basis of your religion is that God put himself, that he impregnated a woman named Mary, and she became then his mother. He impregnated his mother and came into the womb of Mary and then was born out of a vagina. To me, the conversation's over. Your religion, to me, has no appeal, because to me that's just disgusting and doesn't make sense. My personal view, right? I respect your right to have your view.
Now, do you think, and I'm not going to get into that now, but do you think that I find certain things about Islam repugnant or attractive or not?
Sure.
Okay. Do you think that it would be rational for me to reject Islam on the basis of my personal revulsion?
Okay, do you want me to answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Your personal belief has to do with you. If you don't like something in Islam, you have the right to reject it. I didn't come up to you at your table and bring this. You came to me, right?
You technically invited
I
us.
did. I did.
You technically invited us.
Can I? So, I invited you. You came. You presented your view. To me, it doesn't make sense. I reject it, right? You came. If you want, I will give you the Islamic view, and if you don't like it, you can reject and walk up, have a nice day in Dawah Park. So, my invitation for this conversation, I'm not here to debate. As I said earlier, I'm a da'i, not a debater. If anybody wants to debate, like you apparently do, you're welcome to come here. But if I disagree, if I feel that this doesn't, God coming in the vagina of a woman and being born and the universe, and he's his again. Look at this guy. David, come on, man. No, he did not. He put his nose in the vagina of a woman?
Who blew into Mary's vagina?
Wait. Where did God put his nose in the vagina of a woman?
Who blew into Mary's vagina?
Nobody, not God.
Bring
me. No, hold on, Lewis. If you're going to jump in, then handle it.
I thought you knew.
No. If you're going to jump in, wait. See, David, you see what I mean? You see what I mean?
Exactly.
I said people don't jump in, and I asked you to regulate it, and you did it, and now he jumped in again.
I don't control everyone.
You brought these people with you.
Okay.
No. Hold on. You guys are. See, when I'm at a point, you guys are letting people. Because now I could totally answer him, but no, it's not a debate. It's an answer. Do you know what the difference is? No, you didn't. You made a false statement. Right? Bring me evidence. Bring me evidence. That God put his nose in the vagina of woman. My God. Bring me evidence.
How about we do this?
Bring me evidence.
When you and I are done.
You have the Quran in your hand. Bring me evidence.
When you and I
you
are
got
done,
none.
When you are.
You got none.
You're derailed.
You got none. You tried to derail me. You know better.
When you and I are done, then you guys can do that.
You see, David?
When you and I are.
All right, let's go back. Okay. So who's speaking now?
I just wanted to kind of clarify. That's the only time I jump in. When
I agree. You can jump in. I'm saying is, can you regulate so we don't have some guy trying to make some false statement here and there? If you can't, then we're going to make a line.
If someone walks up, I can't say you can't speak.
Is he not with your group? Come on. Don't lie. Don't lie. He came earlier to check out.
I know him.
Yeah, you know him.
He's not with our group.
So you know him, right? So he knew you were coming or no? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
I did not.
No, it doesn't.
I didn't tell him a word.
Yeah, see, you see this?
Hey, I told no one except my wife and him and
I can tell you.
him. And
Did you know he was coming?
Did I know who was coming?
David Wood.
He obviously knew. He obviously knew.
Is he again? Now he's the one jumped in. Now you want to talk about sidetracking. All right,
We
go
had
ahead.
this, we had this thing planned, and then some things.
You
got
did
out.
have it a plan. So that's what I'm saying.
wanted to
When
come
you
here.
plan this, then you can control this, right?
Yeah. Well, no, but what I'm saying is we had planned that some
So,
of us were coming here to talk.
Let's ignore Lewis then.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna put you on mute.
You guys can
All
have
right.
the
All
finish.
right, now, so I think the issue is right.
Okay.
So you obviously want people to learn about Islam.
Yes.
And you're inviting people to Islam.
Yes.
And I think the point that Anthony is making is if our response was, well, we don't like Muhammad and Aisha, or we don't like this
Sure,
or that.
that's fine.
I think your response would be, well, if it's true, you need to believe it anyway, and not just because you don't like something, right? And I think so. What he's saying is, the question about Christianity should be, is this true? Not, oh, I don't like that idea. So I think that's what you're trying to get at.
So,
Right?
and let me
I
throw
think
this
you put
in.
that pretty well,
And let me
David.
put this in because I would agree with. Let me say this.
Should I answer him now? Or?
But this goes with that. You don't have to act like.
Well, I mean, I did
No, no.
I did talk to him to see if that's-
Okay, so can I?
This goes with that.
Is that the point you're making?
Let me, yeah. So what I'm saying is, though, is if you could show me, for example, I'll give you an example, and I think you would agree with this as a logical, manner of procedure. If there was something I didn't like in Islam, but somebody could demonstrate, let's say, that the source on which that claim is based is true, came
Okay.
from God, right?
Okay.
Like the Quran or the Hadith, some particular Hadith, then in my mind, it doesn't matter whether I have some natural reaction to this or not, I ought to believe it. And I'm saying the same thing when it comes to Christianity and Christian claims. If the Bible proclaims this, and the Bible's the Word of God, and I know you don't hold that, obviously.
You do.
Right? Yeah, of course I do. And I know you think it has contradictions, and I know that all the standard ones you think that you have and all that, and I have all my reasons for thinking the Quran has contradictions. I mean, I know the back and forth claims. We've done this for years, you've done this for years. I'm just saying, with what he said, I think there's something more for both of us than simply, that's distasteful to me. I don't think that makes sense, right? There's got to be something behind your reason for being a Muslim beyond, I like it.
Are you done?
I just want to add an example. I just want to add an example. So because I mentioned, like Muhammad and Aisha. So if I said, I find that problematic or something like that, if you somehow showed that Islam is true, in my mind, the way I think, I would be like, okay, well, if this is from God and I've got a problem with that, then I'm the one with the problem. I'm the one with the problem,
All right.
and I need to believe God. So yeah, that's all he's saying. If God says, hey, I'm entering creation,
Who are we?
then
Who are we?
Okay. So, just now, I want to understand and I want to have a productive conversation here, okay? First thing, what the misconception that I think you might have that I'd like to clarify is if you come, I'm here to present Islam to you, okay? And if you decide that there is some core concept, like the marriage of Aisha is not an Aqidah concept, right? So that's something totally different, right? But a core concept of Islamic Aqidah, Allah is one, okay? Allah sent prophets, Allah sent books, Allah sent guidance, Allah is merciful, Allah will judge, there's the day of judgment, there is, if you believe that was something problematic to you, I would present it, then I would tell you it's up to you. Hidayah is not from me. Guidance, I'm translating, is not from me, it's from Allah. Allah gives guidance, right? Ma alayna illa balaghul mubin. It is not upon us except to convey the message clearly, right? So, if you disagree with something in the core Aqidah of Islam, you have the right not to believe. Go enjoy your day at Balboa Park. I'm not pushing it. You feel me, David? Okay. You feel me, Crook? Good.
Sure.
All right.
But
no, I'm not done, bro. Let me continue. I listened to both of you the whole time. I didn't even get to his answer yet. Thank you.
I
All
thought
right.
you were done.
No, I'm not. All right. So, now, when we get to the core concept of God coming into the womb of a woman and being born and then being sacrificed for our sins, so he takes the sins of mankind, and instead of us being responsible, to me, all of that makes no sense. Right? To me, personally, doesn't make sense. To me, I don't believe that's from God, right? I don't believe that's a just God, that somebody pays for everybody else's sins, right? To me, that's not just, and I have a core hard belief that Allah is just, okay? So, in that case, if you are here to present Christianity, no thank you, have a nice day.
So, by the same token, because again, I mean, all we're doing now is exchanging, you know, feelings.
We're not.
You said that certain things are contrary to your particular constitution, right? Your makeup causes you to, you know. I have that same feeling towards Islamic beliefs, and I've tried to be gracious in this. I know what you find, you know, disreputable with respect to Christianity. But I equally look at things in Islam and I say, for example, that to me is quite questionable.
Like?
For example, the idea that Allah has loins. Have you ever heard this claim?
You want me to tell you, or you want to finish first?
So I'll finish. I'm just, so here, the idea that Allah has loins as part of his characteristics, his sifat, that he has a shin, that this is going to be an identifiable sifat, attribute, that by which people are going to believe in him on the final day. A number of other notions associated with that. I find problematic the notion of a religion that would object to God entering into his creation, even though in various Islamic sources it seems to borrow from Jewish and Christian beliefs the things that you're objecting to, like Allah entering into his creation. Does Allah not descend to the lowest heavens in the third part of the night? Does Allah, you know, did he not speak to Moses at the right side of Mount Sinai, Surah 19, Surah 20, 27, 28? Do we not find these beliefs? So you find objectionable that God entered into his creation. I'm saying God's always present with his creation. The virgin birth is not God entering into his creation. It's God now entering, taking into union with himself a human nature and living a real human life, including all of the experiences that go along with that, being born, you know, suffering, dying, rising again, and so forth. So just remember, here's the basic point, right? Well, even if you don't agree with my illustrations here, right? My basic point is this. Just because you don't like those ideas doesn't mean I don't like certain ideas in Islam. And there has to be more to it than just, I don't like that, you don't like that, you know. This isn't like, doesn't Muhammad in the Quran say, let us reason, let us argue, let us debate? Didn't Muhammad have debates with the Christians of Najran? Those are all aspects of, now just so you know, just so you know, don't laugh.
Should I start taking notes, because we're going on like 10 points? I want to take notes on each point. So I'm saying, like, instead of going point by point, we're going to loins
What
and...
do you want him to respond to?
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is my last point.
Okay.
This is actually something I like about Islam, so don't take this away from me.
All right.
The fact that Muslims, in contrast to other religions, are so willing to engage.
Excellent.
It's the one thing, not the one thing. I'm not going to say there's nothing
I'm
else.
sure you like a lot of things about Islam.
So, what I'm saying is...
You like the beer?
I
You
know.
know you like Islam, man.
You know he likes it. You know he goes make dua to Allah at the
I'm
end.
telling you the truth. Listen to this. You can put this on your YouTube channel.
Don't worry.
When I look, when I look at you know, a Jewish person, sometimes I think, I wonder if he'd like to talk to me about religion, about the Lord.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Probably not. I look at another person, Hindu. Yeah, he's probably going to be upset that I'm interrupting his walk down the road.
Right.
I look at a Muslim. I say, he'll talk to me.
Yeah.
He'll talk to me. He'll
Oh,
argue
good.
with me. He'll
I'm glad-
reason with me.
You know what? And to respond to that compliment, first off, I also appreciate the fact that Christians and Muslims can usually have a civil conversation. All right? So, second, just to make a clarification, you said Muhammad said in the Quran. The Quran's not the words of Muhammad, so that's...
Yeah, but I know that's not your...
So, I'm just clarifying. Muhammad doesn't say anything in the Quran. The Quran speaks to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so I don't think he was speaking to himself. So let's move forward from there. Secondly, you made a lot of things like loins and sifat and shin. So I don't know if you want me to get into all of that, because see, that's what I'm saying. Like I want to say point by point and not have jumps here and there. No, let me. Come on, man. He's spoken.
I'm not trying to cut him off.
Go ahead. Let's be gracious to our guests that came from so far away.
It's not me trying to cut you off. I'm just saying I didn't need you to respond to those points.
You do.
Those were illustrations.
No, but they're wrong.
Okay.
So I do need to respond.
What I'm saying is you can say they're wrong, but I didn't bring them up in order for us to resolve those.
I know, but
I'm saying those are things I find objectionable
Anthony,
in the Islamic sources.
Crook, Bro,
Shooter.
if that's what I'm saying. So if I'm having this conversation and suddenly I'm like, there's an alien sitting over there, and you're like, what? And I'm like, no, don't respond to that. No, when you throw misconceptions out, then I have to respond to them, just like Lewis, right?
So let's talk about the lines in the shin.
Okay, excellent. Let's get there, okay? But let's go back to the first point, because then we're just jumping, right? As a lot of Christians do, but I'm hoping we will not, right? You're saying God was always present, so Jesus by himself in his creation, so that Jesus coming in the womb of the Mary was not something new, which really is something baffling to me. Are you saying God physically, like Jesus physically was in the womb of Mary, is in your private? I mean, is that your belief? Yes, please.
We don't believe that God is a physical being as to his divine nature.
Okay.
So
God is not physical.
I'm not sure why that's funny. But do you guys think God is physical?
Do you want me to respond now? Or?
But somebody's laughing. I just
Okay,
found that.
so let me. You want me to respond? You asked a question. You want me to answer it then?
No, not yet then.
Okay.
Let me just say this real quick.
All right,
I don't
go ahead.
think that God's divine nature is a tangible stuff. I don't think that God is. We can't touch him, smell him, feel him, see him. He doesn't have extension in space.
Will you see God
So, by virtue of the incarnation, number
in the
one,
day of judgment?
by virtue of the incarnation, God has taken on human form.
So he is physical.
His human nature, which he assumed in the womb of the Virgin Mary, is physical.
So
That
God.
shouldn't be puzzling.
It is puzzling. It is puzzling. It's still puzzling.
We shouldn't be learning it right now.
I've heard it many times. It's
Okay.
still. If somebody tells me 2 + 2 is 5, they could tell me that 100 times. It'll still
That's
be
a false
puzzling to me.
analogy. Yeah, I don't think
Look, I'm making a statement about my understanding, so don't think it's a false analogy. I'm saying, to me, if somebody was to tell me 2 and 2 is 5, it would be puzzling even if I heard it a million times. I'm talking about myself, so it's not a false analogy. Let me explain to you. I'm talking about my feelings there, guy. Calm down there. All right? Now,
2 + 2 aren't your feelings.
how I feel about that is my feelings.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This guy just can't, man.
This guy.
All right.
This guy.
So,
Let me go. He did have a lot to respond
Okay,
to.
no,
thank you, Dave. Man, yeah, I can't believe Mr. Hammer's the one that actually is. I appreciate it. You're the good guy.
You
Wow.
gotta even it out though.
We
Come
cool,
on,
we
there we
cool,
go.
man. I'm waiting for Sam, but it's all right. Asumu, I'm sorry. Asumu.
His name is,
Asumu.
Just so you know, I
he
can't
goes by-
control Sam.
Oh, I bet you can.
And let me say this, his name is Sam. There are people who intentionally call him by his full name when he prefers to go by Sam.
What did his parents
And
name him?
it's intended to be insulting.
Oh, I didn't mean to
Sam.
insult
I'm
him.
not saying he's
Okay.
insulted.
Okay.
I'm just telling you that people that perhaps have told you to call him that
Nobody
might
told me to
not
call
have
him
either
that.
known or might have known.
But what did his parents name him?
I'm assuming his full name is Hasamu.
Hasamu.
I'm not saying he
I don't
takes
know.
that offensive.
Okay, if he doesn't, that's all good. If he does, I won't call him that.
I'm just
Okay.
telling you that.
So let's go back to, so when you say that God manifested in the womb of a woman into a human form, and then that was God inside the womb. So God was physically a baby in the womb of a mother, and then God, the creator of the universe, who's still all together, physically came out of the womb of a mother. To me, again, that, and I don't know if anybody else finds that troubling, but
Well, what's the troubling part? What's the argument?
all of it. It's not an argument. Again,
I know, that's what I'm saying. There's
Okay.
no
Can
argument.
I ask one question for clarification? And this is just, I just want to know what you're saying. Are you saying that God can't do that, or he just wouldn't do that?
Excellent.
Because there's a difference. There's
Sure.
things I can't do and things I just wouldn't do.
Agreed. So, when we talk about God, and you guys have debated with atheists, so you already know that whole God can't lift a rock thing, right? That there's certain things that are against the nature of the greatness of God as it is, right? From that God, if you can say, can God made a rock he can't lift? Well, it's not really a question that you ask, because from the nature of God is greatness, right? That he's able to do all things, right? So it's like saying, can Anthony be a man and woman at the same time? Which now we're in California, but it ain't happening, bro. Right? So that there's right. So from the nature, they're one or the other, whatever they think they are. All right. So So here we go to me that goes against the nature of God, right? Because this is something that is human, born from wombs and breastfeeding and burping and peeping and pooping. This is not something I can attribute to God. Right? In my belief, right? In what I understand to be correct. Again, and I love to have a conversation, and we're having a conversation, but like I said, I'm not going to force Islamic belief on you. If you have an issue with the creed, aqidah, then you have the right not to believe it. It's your right. Allah will judge between me and you. It's not a problem, right? But my job is to present, Okay, so in your presentation that I asked you for, and I appreciate the presentation that God physically, not by seeing or sight, was in the womb of a woman, came out of vaginas. That's against the nature of God in what I see. Okay, that again, that's my personal belief.
So just to give the simple version, when he asked, can he do it or would he do it? Which one of those were you addressing there?
So
to me, it sounded like you, in some sense, were addressing both. But I think the fundamental claim is that he can't do it. It's against his nature.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Is that
right?
Sure. I mean, as an example, like if you were to ask me, can God ride a bicycle? Right. I would say, well, I don't think he would, but he could if he wanted to. For some reason, God could take on a form and ride a bicycle. Just like, if you're talking about, the Quran and Allah speaking on the fire, I don't know what you believe there. I believe God could do that.
I do too.
So there's that distinction.
Sure.
I believe
so
God can enter into his creation in the form of a human being, or God's more along the lines of, well, I have the power to do that, but there's no way I would do that. It's beneath me or something like that.
So let me just give you an example, right? And I think it'll clarify this, right? Do you believe God would have sexual intercourse with a woman?